Hi, BonBon here. If you are new to Manor Lords, you might find some aspects of the new game screen confusing or poorly explained. In today's tutorial, I will walk you through setting up a new game and help make everything perfect for your next playthrough. Today's tutorial was recorded on the early access version of the game in May 2024. Note that in the coming months and years there will be many updates, changes and new features added, so your game may look different from mine. Before we get started, if you want more tutorials just like this one, be sure to hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell, which will encourage me to keep them coming. And so, when you select New Game from the main menu, you'll be faced with a busy looking screen where you can set up your own character. You could, in theory, skip this setup and it would only make minor aesthetic changes to your game. So, if you're not that interested in the RPG elements of the game, you are safe to just click continue and skip to the timestamp on your screen now. Your first task is to choose a name. While any name will do, surely you will want one with medieval undertones and not just Kermit the _Frog 2812. Once you have your name decided, you can choose from one of 9 character avatars. There are 7 lords, 1 lady and 1 Princess Leia. All the characters are equal though, so simply choose the one that pleases you the most. Next, your coat of arms. Now, if you know nothing of heraldry, don't worry, very few people do. All you need to do is put together a selection of elements which symbolises your family, either real life or your fictional one. Different symbols and colours can be used to represent different legacies or traits, such as green for the land, red for blood, or purple for nobility. But this is your game and you make the rules. Today we'll try to make one to represent me. I live in England, near the sea, in a fairly rural area. So we'll try to include both green and blue, a red cross for the country, and some symbols to represent both me and my channel. In the top right, there are 17 different formats for your coat of arms, ranging from a simple unbroken background to vertical halves, horizontal halves, diagonal in either direction halves, quartered, chevrons, banded, banners, crosses, and more. Once you select your format, each section will be represented by a field. The more complex the format, the more fields there will be. This halved shield has 2 fields, while this quartered one has 4. In the event of selecting either a vertical or diagonal cross, this will be denoted by the word none instead of a field. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'd like you to think of crosses as just another field, but with a special name. Each field will have a background, which can be a single plain colour or a pattern with both a primary and a secondary colour. Background patterns vary from checks to stripes through geometric patterns and repeated shapes. Once you have selected your pattern, you can resize it using the tiling slider or rotate its angle with the slider below that. Finally, each field can contain a symbol or be left blank using the top left option. There are many herald styled options to scroll through. These can be rescaled or multiplied using the number of instances slider. For my shield, I'm going to have a red cross to represent the St. George's Cross on the English flag. The bottom 2 quadrants will be blue to represent the sea, with the top 2 green for the local agriculture. In terms of symbols, in the top left, a channel meme, ooh, it's a castle, Bottom left, a ship. It is in the ocean after all. Bottom right, another channel meme, the Essential Lighthouse. And top right, a snail. Because if you know, well, you know. And I'm making all of these gold with a black outline to stand out against my blue and green backgrounds. Once complete, you can save your work or load in a new one, although this is currently a work in process. Dimidiation is a cool idea for inclusion, although it definitely needs work right now. This works best on shields with a vertical split. First, choose one beast symbol for the left side and a different one for the right side, and voila, a mythical beast. If you're trying to place symbols into your shield but they don't align with the fields correctly, check to make sure that dimidiation is unchecked. Finally, it is possible to import your very own coat of arms. In an image editor of your choice, create a new file, 2048 by 2048 pixels. Next, draw or copy in your new coat of arms. You will want to center this more towards the top of your canvas. Next, save the image as custom_coat.png and place in the file location users, username, app data, local, Manor Lords, saved, save games. Now, when you click the folder to load in a custom texture, your magnificent coat of arms will appear. Now that that's all done, we can click continue and move on to the game setup screen. There are currently 3 different scenarios, with more promised to follow. These can be oversimplified as no combat, some combat, and you'd better be ready for combat. Within each scenario there are 3 template difficulty settings: relaxing, default, and challenging. But these are just templates and can be manually adjusted below to make things much easier or even harder, depending on your personal skill level. For example, starting in the winter with absolutely no supplies is the ultimate hardcore mode. On the right side, you can choose a map to play on, although at the time of recording we currently only have the early access map, which came with the game release. I really can't wait to see what the devs have in store for us in the future. And that is it. You can now click begin and start your new campaign. While you're playing, I'll be working on a batch of new tutorials, so if today's was of any use to you, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so. A big shout out to all the BonBonB buddies on Patreon and YouTube membership for supporting the channel. Without you, I might have quit years ago. Thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing. I've been BonBonB and you've been very, very welcome.